everyone. I'm Carolyn Forster. Here's what happened in Carolyn Talks podcast. And thank you for joining us. So this is a question that I think everyone on the team can answer. So one of the things that we were talking about Louis Armstrong is that he created his own song. Like he as a musician, he's original. No one had the structure, the chords, progressions that he had. He's a pure savant, as you would say. And something I found really interesting with this film is, to me, it's kind of structured not linearly. So I wanted to ask you if the way he played music and the way he sang his songs actually inspired how you went about making this film and crafting the way the story was told. Because to me, the story doesn't flow linearly. It kind of like backtracks through time and through his story. So could you just talk about like how you came up with the filming process and how it looks visually, and as well as how the stories are being told?
Well, Jason's super qualified to tackle that, but I will say that there's a lot to cover. And if you told this story in a linear fashion, it would take 2 years. He achieved and accomplished so much, interacted with so many different musicians, traveled to so many different places. It would take a lifetime to tell the story. So we wanted to do something that gave you a real portrait of who the man was. And the man liked laxatives and he liked marijuana. You know, these kinds of things get you closer to, you know, he made collages for himself. You know, these kinds of things get you closer to understanding who the man was. But the rhythm and the editing and all that other stuff, I tip my hat to Mr. Jason Pollard, who can give you more information.
I mean, the actual structure was you know, planned out with the help of Sasha, Julie, and Justin, where, you know, at first we assembled Louis's entire life, and then, you know, Sasha and Julie we all had a conversation, and we talked about, well, what would happen if we switched it up a little bit? What would happen if we started with different places, you know, start times in his life, and, as you say, go to different points in his life. So that kind of influenced the structure of the pods. And in terms of rhythmically, I mean, honestly, it was the rhythm of his voice and the rhythm and the way he told stories. You know, Louis really has a distinct way of speaking and talking, and his storytelling ability is, you know, next to none. So, you know, in terms of just telling stories, it's just basically falling into the editorial rhythm of the way Louis tells the story, the way he plays his music. So if you think about Black and Blue, you know, slow song, but we kind of put in his voice and other voices speaking about him. Or if there's a faster song like the barbecue song, which I can't remember the full name right now. You know, again, you want to pick up the pace a little bit. So, you know, I would say it's really Louis's voice. You know, Louis's voice on the tapes, Louis's voice in the archival footage, Louis's playing that really dictated the flow, and then we kind of just went from pod to pod, just hit different, what we thought were important parts and important sections of his life. As Sasha said, I mean, there's a lot left on the cutting room floor. If we try to tell all of his life, it would be a 10-part series, an interesting one, but a very long one. So that's what influenced the style.